Pop quiz hot shots. What do you think is the deadliest predator to humans? Is it sharks? Is it bears? Is it other humans? Wrong. It is something much smaller, smaller than your fingernail. Talk about mosquitoes, people. And so is our next guest. Timonthy Winegard is dedicating nearly 500 pages to the tiny terror in his new book, and he's here to share some of the facts this morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I got to say, The Mosquito, A Human History of Our Deadliest Predator. That is a heck of a title. So explain, pitch this book to me. Tell me why this book was written.
Well, first and foremost, it's a history book. It's not a science book. There's some science in it. But our nightmares, the media, Hollywood, we're all filled with these dangerous animals, sharks, wolves, when in fact, it's not, the contest isn't even close. It's the mosquito. And always has been across our human existence. So the book itself details how this tiny little creature has impacted, influenced, and shaped our history since the dawn of humans.
Okay, before we get into it, give me the numbers then. You say it's killed how many people out of how many?
There's estimates out there that say it's killed almost half of every human being that's ever lived across our relatively brief existence. So there's been roughly 108 billion Homo sapiens across time, and the estimates are somewhere around 52 billion have succumbed to a mosquito-borne disease, primarily malaria, which is the biggest killer, and still is, of the various diseases.
So a couple of things that I found interesting. I didn't know that only female mosquitoes bite.
Yes, the females are just trying to be good mothers. They need blood of humans and a zoological Noah's Ark of other animals to grow and mature their eggs.
And they don't just prick us with one needle, but 6.
Yeah, it's actually quite sophisticated. There's 6 separate needles, if you will. 2 are essentially retractors that open up the puncture site, and the other 2 are, think of an electric carving knife that saw in, and then the straw that sucks the blood, and the 6th one is another one that pumps in saliva, which contains an anticoagulant, and also all those dangerous pathogens that then enter humans or a host of other animals.
Okay, let's play a game of true or false here to learn a little bit more about this fierce creature that is the mosquito. Dr. Seuss once illustrated a war pamphlet about the danger of mosquitoes. True or false?
True.
True. True or false? Blood type O is a mosquito's favorite.
Unfortunately, true.
Really?
For people with blood type O.
And they can smell it?
Yeah, with carbon, there's a whole series of things, carbon dioxide, lactic acid, chemicals in and on your skin. But generally speaking, 85% of what makes you attractive or less attractive to mosquitoes is pre-hardwired in your genetic circuit board, including blood type O.
So if I walk around the world saying I don't really get bitten by mosquitoes, that's a thing, right?
Yep.
Because I don't get too many in the summertime. So stinky feet are mosquitoes aphrodisiac?
Correct.
Beer drinkers attract mosquitoes?
For a lot of viewers, unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so if you're the dude, you're going to get hit by mosquitoes quite a bit. For movie buffs watching the Jurassic Park, you say there's a slight error in the mosquito getting caught in the amber.
There is. Now, there are mosquitoes in amber dating back to 80 to 100 million years ago, one of which was found in Canada. But the one in Jurassic Park actually is one of the very few mosquito species that does not need blood to reproduce. So the females drink nectar. They don't actually bite.
Interesting.
But it's the biggest one and the most colorful and beautiful, so I think that's why they chose it.
Hey, here's a question that we had around our production table when we were discussing this upcoming conversation with you. If they are so terrible, there would be a natural instinct then to want to wipe them off the face of the earth, but then the pendulum would swing in the other direction, and we say, well, what about the food chain? How essential are mosquitoes to the food chain? And if we did do our best to eradicate this human killer, what would happen to the food chain?
Well, there's a few things. Of the 3,500 mosquito species, there's only a handful that actually transmit disease. So nobody's promulgating or supporting the eradication of all mosquitoes from the face of the planet. That's important. So they do serve as a food source for other animals. For example, bats eat them, birds eat them, certain fish, trout, salmon, eat the pupae and the larvae, and eggs were breeding on the top of the water. If we remove them, we don't actually know what would happen, but those questions are certainly being asked by the right people, given CRISPR gene editing technology and our efforts to eradicate the species that vector disease and the diseases themselves.
So you're saying in the meantime, we just have to live in this Cold War state.
That's right.
With the mosquito.
Yes.
Ever vigilant.
Yes, and again, you're supporting, she's just being a good mom. She doesn't know mosquitoes untethered from a pathogen are harmless. She's just doing her job and reproducing.
Hey, I love books, history books that deal with one very specific issue. So thank you very much for this. It's a great read.
Of course, thank
Thanks
you.
so much. All the best.
Thank you.
The book is called, not just The Mosquito, A Human History of Our Deadliest Predator.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.